It is 1:16 p.m. on Monday, December 9th, 2019, calling the meeting to order. And if you would please join me to stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Could we please take the roll, beginning with Commissioner Sagara?
Commissioner Sagara, present.
Commissioner Davis, present.
Commissioner Drake, present.
Commissioner Agostini, present.
Commissioner Coppola, present.
Commissioner Cragnell, present.
Kathy Kiley, Council of the Board, present.
Tina Stanford, present.
Elliot McIntosh, Associate Counsel, present.
Commissioner W. William Smith, present.
Commissioner Alexander, present.
Commissioner Otis Cruz, present.
Eric Berliner, present.
Commissioner Karen Demosny, present.
Commissioner Corley, present.
Commissioner Carlton Mitchell, present.
Also representing the Board of Parole.
Chelsea Lisbury, Special Assistant to the Chairwoman.
Lorraine Worth, Administrative Specialist of the Board of Parole.
And representing the Department of Corrections, Audiovisual Department.
Laura Tanucci.
Thank you. And welcome to our two guests today for today's public board business meeting. At this point, I would respectfully request a moment of silence to reflect on a year's worth of hard and earnest work on our behalf, to reflect on people who have been harmed by crime, people who have created harm, and our wish for all to have healing and justice, for safe travel, in consideration for the losses that some of us have experienced in this year and the joys that some of us have experienced in this year and the work ahead. So if you would just join me in a moment of silence. Thank you. Has everyone had an opportunity to review the minutes from our last board business meeting, which would have been October 21st of 2019? And when you have had an opportunity to review, I'd entertain a motion with respect to those minutes.
Motion to accept minutes.
Okay. Is there any further question or comments that anyone wish to make on these minutes? Okay, is there a second? Okay, so it was moved to accept the minutes as presented by Commissioner Agostini, second by Commissioner Smith. All in favor, please indicate by saying aye in a show of hands. Aye. Any abstentions due to absence?
Abstain.
Thank you so much. Any nays? Thank you. The motion is carried. With respect to old business, certainly we're going to speak about our regulations, and we'll hold that till last. I want to announce that we did complete part 2 of our training that was described in our old business of last month on sex offender counseling and treatment. It was well attended by board members, and this was a training given to us by primarily members, employees from the Office of Mental Health, as well as the head of the Sex Offender Management Unit. So we're very pleased to have completed the second part, and that was primarily on the programs that they offer within the state facilities, but also on civil confinement, the process from beginning to end. So thank you all for participating in that. As I said, we will keep that line of communication open for future opportunities to learn from one another and to support each other's work. that being the Office of Mental Health and the Board of Parole. And there will be Part 3 offered in the new year, and that's going to be more about what happens with respect to people who've been convicted of sex crimes when they are supervised in the community, as well as needing to register. We have been making a concerted effort to make sure that everyone's up to date on their training, the training that's mandated by the state, the training that's mandated by the department, making sure that everybody gets their training done before the calendar year. If anyone still is struggling with access to the statewide learning management system or unsure of what training they have not yet completed, please work with Mrs. Visveri with respect to that. And again, we want to try to get caught up by the end of the year. And it's also important to note and be reminded that every time you do a training, whether it's online through SLMS or through the department or through the board, or even if you're doing training on the outside, you go to a CLE or you go to some training opportunity that's been offered in the community, if you complete, bring back a copy of the agenda and complete a training form, then you'll be able to get credit for that, which is important for us. So without further ado, I'll turn over the floor to our counsel, Kathy Kiley, to discuss our regulations.
Okay. As everyone knows, back in January of this past year, 2019, we put some regulations out for public comment concerning the standard conditions, our time assessments, including our revocation guidelines. So they did go out to public comment, and we looked at the comments that were said, and we then went back out to public comment again. That comment period has since concluded, so now we're here. Everyone has looked at the regulations as they stand now, and we are here to vote today to adopt the regulations. This was published in the State Register under ID number CCS 0519000006RP. So this has to do with our, as I said, our regulations 9 NYCRR. There's 8002.6, 8003.2, and 8005.20. We're also going to be asking that you delegate your authority to the chair to choose the effective dates of these regulations, since they will be rolled out in stages over an 18-month period. So I think if everybody's ready, we're going to go ahead and vote to, who here wants to vote to adopt these regulations.
Before we call for a motion, I would like to note for the record that Commissioner Lee is here also. Thank you, ma'am. All right. Is there a motion? And then do you want to do them bifurcated? One for both, or?
No, I think we can do everything, all, one vote
Okay.
for all of the regulations.
Okay. All right. Is there a motion?
I make
Yes,
a
sir.
motion that the regulations be accepted as presented.
Thank you, sir. Second, a motion made by Commissioner Smith, second by Commissioner Cruz. Any questions or discussion? All in favor of accepting the regulations as drafted and presented, please indicate by saying aye and a show of hands. Aye. Are there any nays? Okay, the motion is unanimously carried. Thank you so much for your motion. And I want to take this opportunity to sincerely thank on the public record our counsel and our deputy counsel for the work that they did in helping to pull together all of the pieces, both to understand the law as it has stood without revision now for over 20 years, and prepare us to move in a new direction, a new positive direction, we believe. and working with us to draft what we believe are fair and just new regulations. So thank you both for all the efforts. Is there anything else that we need to know or do from this point forward?
We will be publishing them in the state register. I don't know the precise date because we have to get documents together, et cetera, but it'll be soon.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Sure.
And as training commences, we'll be sure to let everyone know so that if you want to participate in training that will be rolled out to the department, primarily to community supervision staff, but also to our Bureau of Adjudication staff, and join in on that for purposes of your own information, to understanding how the conditions, the standard conditions will be working, as well as the revocation guidelines when people are found to have violated a condition of their parole in an important respect. Please feel free to join in those trainings as they become available and you are available. So thank you so much.
Sure.
All right. In terms of new business, I don't have any other new business to report. These regulations obviously were a big part of our primary business for 2019. I thank you all for making the sacrifice of coming to today's meeting so that we could finalize them before the end of this calendar year. It's very important for us to be together to do that, to have a quorum, obviously. And it's also good just to be together one more time before the end of the calendar year. So thank you all for making the sacrifice to be here today. With respect to correspondence, announcements, and invitations, well, this is the holiday season, and there are things going on all over the place. So to the extent that things have been sent out from our central office to you announcing holiday gatherings and things of that nature, you're welcome to attend any that you're able to attend. In many cases, however, if I know that something's coming to us on a day when you're working here and there, I don't even bother to forward them. But I hope that you do enjoy this season with family and friends and coworkers, and obviously be safe and safely see it into the new year. So without any further ado, I don't have any other new business. I have no other announcements. Unless someone else has an announcement, I would entertain a motion to enter into executive session to discuss litigation items with our counsel and other confidential information having to do with incarcerated persons. And at the conclusion of that executive session, adjourn the meeting and our final meeting of 2019. Is there such a motion? Okay, so moved by Commissioner Berliner. Is there a second? Second by Commissioner Davis. Any further questions or discussion? All in favor, please indicate by saying aye in a show of hands. Aye. Aye. Okay, any nays? All right, that motion is carried. Thank you so much.